So you left last night at 1 and came back this morning at?
Around 6. I wanted to do some reading before rounds.
That's very hardworking of you and kind of nuts. You must be so sleep deprived.
That's pretty much how I got through med school. I don't need that much sleep.
That's what I thought as well, until I had my first child. You're not young anymore. Better make sure you get enough rest, otherwise...
No choice. I'm trying to make up for lost time.
We're having some trouble with our production line.
Basically, we hired a Thai coordinator to be the link between our weavers and the dressmakers.
But we are still having communication issues.
Well, if he or she isn't cutting it, you need to find somebody who will.
I know, we're working on it.
It's not that I want to give you a hard time, but this affects the quality of your products. If that person is your main source of contact over there and they're running everything, you need to make sure that they can do the job.
We understand. Thanks, James.
Trust me, when KSUH comes in, you're going to want to make sure all these teething problems are sorted out. You need to hit the ground running. Just keep me updated. We'll meet again.
He's still mad at us, huh?
I'm sure he's not. It's fine.
It's all my fault. I should have just told you about my relationship with Pryor from the start. If he hadn't found out...
You don't need to apologize. You're not the one who assumed the worst of me yesterday, like James did. Anyway, I prefer it this way. Just keeping things professional and just about business.
Are you okay, though? You seemed a bit off during the meeting.
I'm fine. In fact, when it comes to the Shelleys, I want nothing more than to just treat them like strangers.
I'm guessing you just wrapped up a meeting with James. So what kind of rubbish advice was he dispensing today?
Nothing you need to be concerned about.
So, what's next for Mr. Tate?
I would recommend a hemicolectomy. Remove the mess.
That is one way to do it, but who could suggest an alternative?
I'd go with a repeat colonoscopy with an RPT biopsy.
That is exactly what I would do. The RPT biopsy would tell us if the mass is indeed malignant. Well done, Dr. Ashraf.
What's Ella's problem? What is your problem? For God's sakes, just leave her and her business alone.
Obviously, James has poisoned her mind against me.
Don't flatter yourself. I'm pretty sure you're capable of doing that all by yourself.
You were supposed to keep a rein on him. Whatever you said or did, clearly it's done nothing. Or made it worse. What did you say to him anyway?
Ella's a sensitive girl. She's as emotional as they come. She'll just as likely to adore you one minute and loathe you the next. Surely you know that by now.
She gets that all from you. You raised her for 23 years.
My point is, I understand that you're trying to look out for her, repair your relationship with her, whatever it is. I'm just saying it will take time.
Repair the relationship? Please.
Just because she's got a spiritual advisor now, or whatever she calls it, it doesn't mean she's just gonna forget all the hurt she's experienced in the past.
I'm just here to make sure that fool James doesn't drive a little enterprise into the ground.
If you say so.
So you're going to pick up Maxine later this afternoon. What time's your class end?
About 5?
Oh, great. That means you got the whole afternoon free to do, well, whatever, I guess.
I actually have work to do today.
Look, I'll see you both later. Have you been following me?
James, how have you been?
My mother put you up this?
Why so suspicious?
What does she want this time?
James, your mother has your best interests at heart.
What, did you, Adi? Did you have your daughter's best interests at heart when you and my mother made up all those lies about Ananya, my father? When you destroyed your own daughter's reputation, when you ripped us apart?
I did what I believed was right.
That's what my mother says all the time, right before she stabs somebody in the back. You are a disgrace of a father. You don't deserve to have a daughter like Ananya. Abandoning her and her mother? That's the best thing you ever did for your daughter.
RPT biopsy. I would never have thought of that. I bet it was just a lucky guess.
Maybe the overseas attachment really helped him level up.
Ashraf, how did you know what Dr. Ramesh would have done for Mr. Tay? Was it something you learned in Boston?
Oh, Boston had nothing to do with it. Seemed like a pretty obvious answer to me. You mean it wasn't to you? Catch you guys later.
I heard from the other doctors that he wrote up a lot of cases over there. Must have been good exposure.
It's not so simple. I'll bet there's something he's not telling me.
So nice, actually, to be able to go for overseas attachment. I wish nurses could do the same thing. Go abroad, let hubby handle the boys for once. Where would you want to go? UK? US?
Mrs. Shelley,
Deep, I trust you have something for me in the envelope.
photos of Emily's rendezvous with her lover. I'm assuming since James and Emily's marriage was arranged, that they're both okay with this open arrangement?
It's none of your concern.
Or is James thinking of following suit and starting things up with Ananya again?
Please, that ship has sailed, never to return.
They met up and spent 2 hours at the condo together. Each left separately. I have his name.
I know who it is.
I know, I miss you already. Are you coming over yet? I have to go. Eunice is calling me. Love you. Bye. Hi, Mom.
What are you doing now, Emily?
I'm out shopping.
Go to the door, Emily.
What?
Go to the door.
Jenny, I was supposed to check in on Madam Cheong and see if she needed any additional pain medication. But I see here that it's already been done.
Isn't that a good thing? You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Why wasn't I informed?
I think Amanda actually got Dr. Ashraf to check on Madam Cheong.
Madam Cheong is my patient, not Dr. Ashraf.
But Dr. Zaryf, technically, isn't she under the care of the whole team?
Okay, what I meant is, Madam Cheong and I go way back. Let's just say I would have preferred to be the one to check in on her.
In that case, why don't you ask her yourself? She's right there.
Don't come over. I'll explain later. Wait for my call.
Cozy little love nest you have here, Emily.
What are you doing here, Mom? How did you find me?
Never mind how I found out. Of all the people in the world with whom you could have chosen to have your little affair...
Excuse me?
It had to be that uncouth scoundrel.
What are you talking about, Mom?
For goodness sake, Emily, don't act dumb with me. You might as well have taken a full-page ad in the papers to announce what the two of you are up to.
You sent a PR to trail me. Of course, I should have known. That's the Shelley way. So what's the big deal? You knew I was having an affair. You were fine with it.
I didn't know you were cheating on James with his friend. Someone with links to this family. How could you be so utterly foolish?
This has nothing to do with you.
This has everything to do with me because it concerns my son. In case you've forgotten, he is the deputy CEO of the company who not only awarded contracts to your lover, it also awarded a significant sum of grant money to his mother.
Lo and Ang earned those contracts. And boss Lady Tao Hui won that KSF grant on their own merit.
You have no idea how this will look when people find out about your little dalliance. At best, it's poor corporate governance. At worst, it's graft.
You told James and I to do our part. We have kept up appearances. There's no reason for anybody to be suspicious.
In case you haven't realized, the identity of your toy boy changes things. For the life of me, I can't figure out what you see in that mouth.
We love each other. I don't care what you think.
How very quaint. Tell me, what are you hoping will come of all this? That you'll both elope, run away, and live happily ever after? I always thought you were a more intelligent girl, Emily. How naive I was. Do you know how easy it is for Adip to find out your Ahok's identity? Let me warn you, I will not have James go down because of your foolish indiscretion.
Jenny? Jenny, hello. Still thinking about going for the overseas attachment, is it?
Sorry, it's just...
Hey, did something happen?
One of my longtime patients just passed away. Uncle Bobby?
The one who always brings the ukulele with him when he's warded?
He was always so cheerful. Even after his stroke, when he could no longer play, he would still try to sing songs for those in the ward.
Reminds me a bit of Kevin. Always joking around.
Have you ever tried going for the grief counseling group? I've heard good things about it. Was thinking of checking it out later.
Nah, it's okay. You go ahead.
I'm playing by your rules, Mom. You told me as long as James and I continue to keep up appearances, I can do whatever I want.
I expected you to choose wisely.
You dictated that James and I should marry. Now you want to dictate who I should fall in love with? Let me tell you once and for all. It's none of your business, Mum.
It is my business if it concerns my granddaughter.
Your granddaughter?
I've noticed that Maxine and Uncle Hawk have been getting quite chummy.
What's wrong with that?
I will not have Maxine picking up any of that ill-bred, riff-raff, low-class bad habits.
I'm afraid there's nothing we can do about that.
What do you mean there's nothing we can do? She's still young. There's plenty of time to get rid of any of the Uncle Hawk influence.
Hawk's influence isn't something that can be gotten rid of.
What do you mean?
It's already in her blood. That low-class riff-raff is in her genes.
What?
Let me spell it out for you. James isn't Maxine's father.
You're lying!
Your precious granddaughter isn't related to you at all. She's not a Shelley. And that's something I'm thankful for every single day. That Maxine isn't a Shelley snob like the rest of you.
James, does he know? He'll be so crushed by this. He loves her so much.
James knows she's not his. But he doesn't know who her real father is. He told me he doesn't want to know. He's prepared to accept Maxine as his daughter no matter what.
Does he know about the affair?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know about Hawk at all. I'm sure you'll agree it's best we keep it this way. I don't want to make things harder for him than they already are.
Can we talk?
You must be mad at me for being a tattletale. Thanks to me, James knows all about your manipulations from start to finish. Come on. Let's hear it.
I'm not mad. I wanted to say thank you.
For what? For telling James the truth about you?
Yes, I feel better now. It's like a burden's lifted off my shoulders. I should have done it a long time ago.
FYI, I did it because James needs to go into this investment into your brand with his eyes wide open. I didn't do it for you.
I know. Just know that I'm thankful anyway. I hope you believe me when I say that I want nothing more than to just stay out of everyone's way and live my life.
Don't we all?
All the while, and throughout your pregnancy, the both of you acted as if you were so happy about having a child.
James and I made an agreement early on that this would be a marriage in name only.
You two deserve awards for your acting skill. You had us all fooled.
The only reason why James agreed to it is because his heart was never in this marriage. And he knew it. And deep down, you know it too. Yet you forced his hand. You and Derek made him marry me.
Enough.
How can I don't want to upset anything? If this leaks out, if it blows up, you know how my brother would react.
He will blame the Shelleys. He will destroy KSUH. But Charles's own reputation and standing would also be affected. Having such a scandalous sister.
That's why it's in both our interest to ensure that no one knows about the affair.
Charles and you will also have more to lose. No one will blame James. He took in a child that was not his.
A child that he has no rights to. I'll take Maxine and return to Hong Kong. James has told me, if our marriage ends, he will never marry. He will never have a child of his own because that's what you want the most.
He resents me that much?
Maxine is probably the closest thing to a grandchild you will ever have.
It appears I've grossly underestimated what you are capable of, Emily.
What I'm capable of? What about what the Shelleys are capable of? James was, and quite possibly is still in love with Ananya, yet you forced him to marry me.
Don't act all innocent, Emily. You entered into this marriage fully aware of his feelings for Ananya. You thought you could somehow make him fall in love with you. In fact, you were the one who wanted to save this marriage so badly, I had to fake a heart attack to convince James to stay in this marriage. Have you conveniently forgotten this little episode? It takes one to recognize one. Listen very carefully. You will protect James and Maxine from finding out the truth. Understand?
I think that's one thing we can agree on.
Next, you will stop this nonsense affair that you're having.
I'll do no such thing.
Then you jolly well make sure that you're more discreet about it.
That I can do. But know that I'm not doing it for your sake.
If any harm or embarrassment should come upon either James or my granddaughter,
you can say adoptive granddaughter if that makes you feel any better.
you're not going to like what I have in store for you, Emily. Not one bit. This is the first and the last time I'm giving you the courtesy of a warning.
I read a recent article about this specific drug. Have you got a minute? Let's discuss over coffee.
Sure.
Staying back again?
I was planning to, but I kind of lost my mood.
You've really been working yourself too hard. Don't burn out.
I don't have a choice. Not everyone can be the blue-eyed boy of all the consultants.
I think you've been giving yourself too much pressure, Dr. Zaryf. Why don't you come along for the grief counseling session? Take a break from all this.
Just yesterday, you told me you wanted to start afresh. I know it can be daunting.
Especially when no one seems to believe you.
I do.
Thanks, I guess.
Look, I got you some Queen Amans from the Mirage. You used to love them, remember? Le Mirage was our go-to place for afternoon tea.
And lunch. And dinner.
She's good. I must say I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, she really helped me process my feelings in a whole new way.
She's new, right? I don't think I've ever seen her around before.
From what I know, she joined recently after the previous counselor resigned.
Hi, Amina, right? I'm Zaryf. Jenny and I both found the session very helpful.
You're most welcome. Honestly, I was a bit nervous when I saw that the two of you signed up. We hardly have employees from the hospital joining us for these sessions.
I must admit, I came here thinking that I wouldn't really gain anything from it, but I did.
Well, I'm glad that you did. Healthcare workers usually encounter a lot of grief in their line of work, but that doesn't mean that they're immune to it.
Aren't you glad you came now, Dr. Zaryf?
And thank you about being open about sharing your experiences with the rest of the group just now.
Well, anytime.
Perhaps you can join us again when you're free. I think many of the other participants found it very helpful to have you around.
So why don't you show us some of the moves you learned in ballet?
No.
Okay, well, if you don't want to do the moves, then I will do them, and you tell me if I'm doing them right.
Maxine!
Grandma!
Remind me again because I forgot. Was it you who had the ballet lesson or was it Daddy? Look at the three of you. Like a big, happy family.
No, that's us. You okay, Em?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Party's Deepavali gathering is this weekend, right?
Yes, and I better see the both of you there.
It's gonna be a Carolee overload. Are you asking Cameron along?
I haven't thought about it.
Party is so gonna grill her.
Good point. Better not then. Speaking of Cameron, I won't be home tomorrow night.
How come?
Need you ask? Duh.
We have the date. And I'll be back home on Friday morning.
Are you going to stay at Auntie Cameron's house to play? That's one way of putting it.
Yes, Nikki, it's kind of a stay-over play date.